Hello, 7th graders. Your last video for this chapter on area is going to be section 6.5, and we're going to be doing the circumference and the area of a circle. Now, you should have seen this a little bit last year, and so hopefully the majority of it should be review. So circumference, it's just walking around the outside of a circle, but because you can't just walk around the outside on a curve and add it up, you have to have a formula for that. So it is the perimeter of a circle, but you can't do it like you do the perimeter of something with straight lines. So to be able to do the area, you need to understand that the diameter is the segment that passes through the center of a circle, and it has both endpoints on the circle. Now, what does that really mean? It just means it goes all the way across the circle. So that's a really nice circle, I know, but it just means it starts on the circle, goes through the center, and ends on the circle. That's a diameter. Radius, a segment that connects the center of the circle to the circle itself. So from the middle out. So halfway across the circle is the radius. Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference, c, to its diameter, d. Ratio means fraction, basically, right? So right here, it's circumference divided by diameter. And pi can be stated in two different ways. The way we normally use it is 3.14, but you need to realize that it doesn't really end at 3.14. It goes on and on forever, never ending and never repeating. It's an irrational number, but they cut it off at 3.14 so that we can use it for our formulas. And then you could also use it as a fraction, 22/7, which you will have to do some of those. So circumference is labeled with just feet, inches, centimeters. You don't put the little 2 on the end. It's not squared. It's just walking around and adding it up. It's like perimeter. So to do circumference, I'm going to do pi times diameter. But remember, if they would happen to give you radius, you'd have to take pi times radius times 2. Not radius squared, radius times 2. Okay, because radius is only halfway, but you need the whole way. So here we're going to do this circle. So if I want to find the circumference of this circle, and let's say that we have a diameter of 9 meters. So again, we're going to do it the same way we did all these other ones. We're going to start by writing out the formula. So if all I need is circumference, it's pi times diameter. Pi is 3.14. Unless they tell you to use the fraction, then you need to use the fraction. So 3.14 times my diameter the whole way across is times 9. So all I got to do is multiply those, and I got my answer. So 28.26 meters. And again, it is not squared because it's not area. It's just circumference. Pretty easy. So pi times diameter, label it, done. Circumference, distance around the circle. Because it's a curved line, you got to have a formula for it. So area of a circle is the other thing that we're going to do. And so the formula is area of a circle equals pi r squared. So radius times radius. Radius times itself times pi. So again, let me give you a circle here. So on this circle, if I know that my radius is 5 meters, again, if they give you the whole diameter, you would just take half of it, right, to find the radius. This one, I'm giving you the radius. So we're going to start with our formula. So area equals pi r squared. I'm going to fill in what I know. Pi is 3.14. My radius is 5, and I have to square it. So can't do anything with the 3.14 until I do my exponents. So 5 squared, 5 times itself, which is 25. And then I just need to multiply those two, and I should have my answer. Two decimals. So 78.5 meters, and it's square meters because it is area. All area is labeled with this little 2. Doesn't matter what shape you're doing it for. Okay, pi r squared. Pi is 3.14. Plug your radius in, square it, multiply it, done. So then you will have some that are a little more difficult than that. When you have to use this 22/7, sometimes it gets a little crazy, but you still just follow the rules. So if the directions say use 22/7 to estimate the unknown measures for each circle, and let's say that I give you so if I give you, let's start with circumference. So if I give you circumference, if I tell you that the circumference of a circle is 132 inches, and that's the only information I give you, you have to work backwards to get the radius and the diameter, and then continue to find your area. So they're not giving you a picture of the circle, they're just telling you this. And you have to find the radius, the diameter, and the area. Okay, well, I'm going to start by using what I know. I know that circumference is pi times diameter. And I know that pi, oh, they want us to use 22/7, so I can't use 3.14. So 22/7 times diameter. And I know this is 132. Okay, well, I have to get rid of this 22/7 so that I have the d by itself. I can't divide fractions, right? So instead I have to multiply by the reciprocal of it, so the 7s and the 22s will cancel. Well, then I need to do the same thing over here. So I have to take 132 times 7. $924. So what I have left is 132, or I just got rid of that. So I have 924, and I need to divide it by 22 yet to find my diameter. So 924 divided by 22 should give me my diameter. So it'll go in there 4. Well, at least they were nice and let it come out evenly. So diameter equals 42, what's our label? Inches. So diameter is 42 inches. Well, if I know the diameter, shouldn't I be able to also know the radius? Radius is just half of diameter. So half of 42 is 21 inches. Okay. So I have one step of the problem left. It is to find the area, which is pi r squared. Pi is 3.14, and I use the radius, which I just found out, which is 21. So 21 squared. Corner 41, so 3.14 times 441. It's going to end up being a pretty big number. Whoops. Times 3.14. Okay, so I had to go back and fix my formula because I forgot that it told us to use 22/7, so I can't use 3.14. So to get rid of this, I have to do it in 2 steps. I have to take 441 times 22. Which is 9702. And then I have to divide that by 7 to get rid of this 7 right there. So it comes out to be 1,386, and I need to label it inches, square inches. So there was a lot to that question. If I go way back up here, it gave us this to begin with, and I plugged that in to this, and I had to use 22/7, so I found my diameter. Once I found my diameter, I could find half of that, and then I plugged in that radius to this formula. I squared it, I wasn't supposed to take it times 3.14. I took it times 22.7, or 22 over 7. And there is my final answer for area. There's a lot to that, but we have all the necessary information to be able to figure that out. So bring that knowledge with you, and we will work more with it tomorrow. See you then.